A lot is expected to return over the weekend as, of course, the Euros also gets into the last show. Just like it is always said, the best dancer also gets to leave the show. And we are already here to free. My name is Linda Susie, your host for today. And of course, my colleague Pandit is out for official duty. There is Owen and wherever you're catching us from, would like to say you're most welcome and big ups to you from wherever you're catching us from. It could be your phone, there is the YouTube, it could be your Star Times dish decoder, channel 477 in there. It could be anywhere. But thank you so much for there is catching us live, and you're most welcome. This is the show, of course, that brings to you or that breaks to you everything within sports down there, starting with local stories, and then we get to cross to national stories, and then we close the hour with there is international stories in there. By the way, a lot is happening locally, just like I had said yesterday in that the transfers are going on. Every other team is looking into adding up something into there is their squad. Every other team is looking into releasing players that are of surplus, and of course bringing in very qualified players, very talented players, very versatile players. I mean, it is that it is, man. And but starting with, of course, just like I had said, we would be starting with local stories within here, and giving you some of the highlights of what, of course, we are set to discuss. And by the way, Chitara yesterday went to Ethiopia and they landed very safely. I can confirm to you that Whistle Time Desk is following right from there is West Nile TV in there. Chitara landed safely. There is touched the soils of Ethiopia. Yesterday we did see in pictures on there is their official social media handles in there. Chitara, by the way, out there they are set to play a few friendly games in there, a few international friendly games in there, and then they are to face Libyan opponents in CAF Confederation Cup, and then also somehow the newly promoted Uganda Premier League side, there is from Big League. I'm talking about Mbale Heroes, are yet to announce in their new recruits in there. Lot is happening, and then also somewhere in basketball, of course, the National Basketball League playoffs is already ongoing, where UCU Cannons, the KCCA Panthers, are set to face each other in a very dangerous clash in there, and a couple of players here and there that have moved. Abdul Umala, by the way, Abdul Umala. Should we say the former player of Cranes, or he's still current? He's said to join in a club in India, by the way, and a lot more of there is the transfers, of course, that will be coming through in there, and of course, Soccer Club Villa is also out for the Kagame Cup. Yeah, a lot, just like I had said. And of course, I would like us to start with the Villa update in there. Soccer Club Villa, of course, will mark their long-awaited return to continental football by facing a Commercial Bank of Ethiopia in the first preliminary round over the CAF Champions League. Is our own case, I mean, Soccer Club Villa really going to, are they going to sustain themselves in the CAF? Because it has been quite some time in that Soccer Club Villa has been there initially. We've seen the likes of Vipers going there, I think, twice. We've seen KCCA going there. The last time Villa went there, it has been quite some years, quite some very good years. I think the last time was around 2008 or something of that sort. So this time around, of course, being the champions of Ugandan football, biggest, there is a Star Times Uganda Premier League in there. They, of course, get to cross over to represent. There is a Team Uganda in a CAF. The Jogos are back on the continent, having clinched the Uganda Premier League title last season. Their first in 20 years. Yeah, it has been quite very long in there. The Ugandan champions will be very optimistic about their chances against there is a CBE over the 2 legs due. Of course, the first over the 2 legs due August 16th to 18th, and then 23rd to there is a 25th there still in August. However, a tougher challenge looms in the second round where of course they could face the winner of they could be facing the winner between Vitalo FC of Burundi and favorites Tanzania's Yanga. There is if our owner soccer club Villa go past. They go past the group stages where they will be playing. There is a CBE, Commercial Bank of Ethiopia, in there. It's going to be a very tough one for there is a team, soccer club Villa, because 20 years of continental football, 20 years of the Confederation Cups, trust me, football changes by the every season. You cannot tell me that the person that played last season could come through this season or into the new season with the same energy that they did have last season. It's quite a little bit hard. People's speed changes every day. People's energies change every day and all that. So basically, it's going to be a little bit tough for there is a soccer club Villa. And the CBE, there is a Commercial Bank of Ethiopia, enters the competition as the champions of the Ethiopian Premier League, having secured their maiden title in the season at 2023, 2024 in there. This marks Commercial Bank of Ethiopia's debut at this very stage of the CAF Championship League. Although they have a prior experience in the CAF Confederation Cup, Soccer Club Villa is currently in Tanzania for the Sekafa Cup Championship, using the tournament as a preparation for their continental players in there. Quite very impressive, by the way. And I should say, we wish our own there is a soccer club Villa all the best, because it's quite very hard for them to go in there after being out of continental football for quite some time and all that. You know, it gets tough to get in the experiences, to get in head-on statistics, because you might be facing the team that you're actually going to face 20 years back, because just like I had said, soccer club Villa went in there all represented in continental football 20 years ago. And so this is quite very long, yeah. And this time around they need a lot of experience, they need a lot of hard work, they need a lot of resilience and passion. It's going to be a little bit hard for there is a soccer club Villa. I mean their performances in the Kagame Sekafa Cup right now is literally going to tell them whether they are fully prepared, because we all know how they became champions. If you looked at of course the UPL table standings last season, there is a StarTimes Uganda Premier League season, there is a 2023-2024. Trust me, if you're an ardent follower of football, you will basically get to realize that the qualification was a little bit tough. It was a stiff one. People are chasing themselves on a neck-to-neck run, man. It wasn't something easy, yeah? So basically, it was very tough. At one point, you see Chitara being on top. At another point, you're seeing Vipers on top. At another point, you're seeing Villa on top. At another point, I think even Neck went up there and tested the waters for a few hours and then dropped. Just like how the other elephant keeps falling off. I said, no, don't come for my neck. And of course, in there is just like I was saying, a soccer club Villa will need to use the experience or them winning games in the currently ongoing Sekafa championship in there to ascertain if they will be literally very ready for there is the CAF Confederations, because the very first opponent is the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia, that already has a couple of experiences in CAF in there. But on Soccer Club Villa, He's going there for the very first time after 20 years. It's quite a very long one in there, but we wish them all the best. And then coming back to the country here, a newly promoted Uganda Premier League side from big league into there is Star Times Uganda Premier League in there. I am talking about Mbale Heroes. That are the new entrants, the latest babies into there is Star Times Uganda Premier League in there. Mbale Heroes is in advanced stages to there is a complete the signing of Cheitume captain Solomon Opolot. Yeah, the nigga is set to leave. There is a Cheitume. He did finish last season at Cheitume. Yeah, Mbale Heroes are tabled a 1-year offer deal to there is a Teso Province defender, if at all, and the Teso Province defender is very willing to take the offer that was tabled by there is Mbale Heroes in there. He's willing to take, as he's also considering leaving the relegated Mukono side for Mbale's 2 times Uganda Cup winning Heroes in there. And then initial talks were a success. There is between Mbale Heroes and of course Cheitume captain Solomon Opolot, and there have since been progressive negotiations going on smoothly between the player and the club, with most personal terms agreed according to there is reliable sources. And remember, Mbale Heroes Mbale Heroes is still yet to announce any new incoming since earning a promotion back into there is the top flight of Ugandan football after so many years away in the lower divisions. Yeah, and in the lower divisions, by the way, Mbale Heroes has been playing in their best. They've been going in there and winning games. They've been going in there and beating in their biggest rivals, there is Ekataka, and this time around they did beat them in the qualification race, because they were chasing themselves and following in very closely. And if you look at that, at some point you would see you'd see Kataka on top. At another point you'd see Mbale Heroes on top. They kept pushing until luck went on. There is for Mbale Heroes, and we did see them push through. There is to push them through past. There is a big league into. There is a UPL in there. So Opolot, however, now comes in the picture as a potential replacement for there is the outgoing Bakeki, the captain Godfrey Lubankene, who recently joined reigning UPL champion soccer club Villa, and him together with the team are already in taking part in there is the Sekafa in Rwanda in the Sekafa Championship League in there. The left-footed centre-back can occasionally operate in the left-back position as well, but is most comfortable playing on the left-hand side of the central defense in there. And of course, we are talking about Opolot that leaves Cheitume, that was relegated into a lower league division, and comes in to join the new entrants, the babies of UPL. Yeah, they of course did play their big league so well in there. Giving him an edge over most fellow centre-backs who are usually naturally right-footed. Opolot is not large in size as the typical centre-back is expected to look like. Yeah, so I mean, it's quite a very good one for it's quite a very good one for Mbale Heroes. By the way, they are one side there is to be watched in a UPL. I don't know if they're going to leave in a mark there, just like the other new entrants that did come into last season, UPL season 2023-2024, that did leave a very positive mark. I am talking about the likes of the NEC football clubs that were new entrants, the Chitaras that were new entrants. They went in there and finished on top of they finished on top of most of the teams that have always been there. Yeah. So basically that is that. Opolot is to be unveiled by Mbale Heroes. Quite a very good idea. Captain Cheitume, that has already been relegated. Cheitume did play big league last season, but things didn't work out so well for them. Opolot was the captain in there. So he comes through there is Mbale Heroes own a 1-year deal, and he seems to take it because he's not willing to, of course, go on a reverse together with the team that he was with that is last season in there. And then Chitara, by the way, is to face a Libyan opponent in a CAF Confederation Cup. Just like I told you, as I was opening, they landed in Ethiopia. That was yesterday. Very safe and sound. We're seeing pictures left, right, and center of their social media handles. Their fans seemed quite very excited in there. And but Chitara has been drawn against a yet-to-be-confirmed Libyan team in the first preliminary round of a CAF Confederation Cup. The identity of the Libyan side will be determined at the conclusion of their league. The first leg will be played on August 16th up to 18th, while the return leg will be held on August 23rd to 25th, 2024. I think I want people to go on a reverse. Not really. The winner over the Chitara Libyan side matchup will advance to face Egyptian club El Masri in September in the second preliminary round, with a place in the group stages at stake. El Masri received a bye for the first preliminary round. This marks Chitara's debut on the continental stage, a milestone earned by winning the Uganda Cup after defeating NEC Football Club in there. So it's quite going to be very hard, by the way. For our sides, both the winner of the Uganda Cup, there is a Chitara, and the winner of the Uganda Premier League, there is a soccer club, Villa. So it's quite going to be very, very hard for them in there, because they've been off this scene for quite some time now, yeah. And Chitara is a newly promoted side. They're a new entrant that actually came through into there is a UPL. They did so well. We did see them finishing in quite on a very good position in there. They were the overall winners over Stanbic Uganda Cup and all that. So basically, I think it's quite a very good one for them. Before we come back, there is another football in. There is now the second round over this very one. Allow us also move a bit from football, because it is always football. I come here, I discuss football. Owen comes and discusses football at 7 p.m. in the Nilecast, with, of course, in the sports segment, Benson Pastorio, so brings in football. I want us to look a little bit at there is the National Basketball League. There is a NBL playoffs where, of course, the UCU Cannons will be facing off with there is a KCCA Panthers. They are set to have a very dangerous clash in there, and this clash is going to be today, where we shall be seeing a KCCA Leopards that will be playing JT Lady Jaguars at 7 p.m. It is already 2 p.m., so we have 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and then 7 is kickoff time. Roughly, we have 4 hours to go. So for those of you out there, wherever you could be watching us from, if you are a fan of basketball, and you are within Kampala, I don't know, wherever you could be catching us from, those in Kabale, those in Masindi, and all that, or even within Kampala on any other Star Times decoder dish, channel 477 in there. At 7 p.m. you could be catching, there is in the basketball, you could be catching a KCCA Leopards that will be taking on JT Lady Jaguars at 7 p.m. And then at 9 p.m. we shall be having KCCA Panthers that will be taking on UCU Cannons. A very big clash in there. Remember, the UCU Cannons and KCCA Panthers meet in game 1 of what promises to be a pulsating National Basketball League playoffs best over 3 series. This is going to be a very dangerous one. In my own words, I would say this is going to be a clash of titans. Those of you that are movie freaks, Clash of Titans, you know what that means, yeah? The game between KCCA Panthers and, of course, the UCU Cannons is going to be a very mouth-watering one. It's quite going to be a very impressive one. And the UCU Cannons, with their storied pedigree, will not enter the playoffs as favorites after a lackluster season by their standards last season. They did not play so well. Meanwhile, it remains to be seen if KCCA Panthers, who finished fourth, just one place above UCU Cannons, can seize their chance to advance ahead of the UCU Cannons in there. Both teams ended the regular season with identical records over 12 wins and 10 defeats. However, KCCA edged UCU Cannons in the standings, having, of course, triumphed in both over their regular season encounters where they did beat the opponents in the 69-65 and 72-70 in first and second round meetings respectively in there. And of course, if you look at the table standings for this very clash that I'm talking about, after the regular season did come to a close up, you'd actually see on position number 1 we have a City Oilers. After the end of a regular season, just like I had said, City Oilers, of course, get to sit on top with 43 points, and then following them very closely with 39 points is KIU Titans, and then in position number 3 we have NAM Blazers that has accumulated 38 points after playing 22 games, and then in position number 4 we have KCCA Panthers. And also after playing 22 games, they have accumulated 34 points into their names in there. And then in position number 5, we have UCU Cannons. So you can imagine the game today that is going to be at 9 p.m. Just like I said, it's going to be a very big clash. It's going to be between position number 4, that is the KCCA Panthers, that will be taking on position number 5. There is, of course, the UCU Cannon. So it's going to be a very dangerous one, very interesting. Yeah, you can as well catch that on your TV sets, on the different channels and different TVs, TV channels and stations. I can say, position number 5. Yes, just like I had said, it is for there is the UCU Cannons. They follow KCCA Panthers. That's it in position number 4, and then in position number 6. We have our savior in there that have 33 points. And then in position number 7, we have JT Jaguars that have 32 points. And then with 30 points, we have Kampala Rockets that sit in position number 8. And then in position number 9, we have Livingstone that have 30 points, tied together at 30. And sitting in position number 10, we have JKL Dolphins. And then in position number 11, we have DeMarc Power that have 28 points. And then lastly, with 25 points, we have Ndeje Angels in there. This season closed, and that is how the table standings were after, of course, the regular season closed. And the Cannons, we're still on the analysis of, by the way, the game that is going to take place at 9 p.m. in there is the National Basketball League playoffs, where we shall be seeing a 7 p.m. early kickoff, the Panthers, KCCA Panthers, and then also the KCCA, the men's team will come through at 9 p.m. where they will be playing the UCU Cannons in there. So the Cannons have faced an uncharacteristically challenging season marked by disappointing performances and squandered opportunities in there. That's why I think even the people that they are going to play have finished in position number 4, and they were literally pushed to finish in position number 5. Not quite a very good one, because initially they used to be the favorites, they used to be the best, they used to beating teams for fun and all that. So basically I think their performance is dropping. There could be something wrong somewhere, by the way, that is happening in there. So basically Coach Nicholas Natuhereza will need key players like Peter Sifuma, Joel Kaira, Jimmy Otim, Ivan Luabaga, and Jerry Kayanga to elevate their game and steer the team back to the winning ways. You now see, it's rhyming with, of course, definitely what actually I had earlier said. It hasn't, but last season that close that did see UCU Cannons finishing in position number 5 wasn't quite a very good one for them. So on the other hand, KCCA Panthers are riding very high after their best ever regular season finish, where they did finish, of course, in position number 4 there. And Coach Raymond Muhumuza has molded his side into a very tough, cohesive unit. And of course, a leading scorer, Cesar Chizito, along with Emmanuel Odonkara, Emmanuel Okumu, and Stephen Otoa, will be pivotal in this crucial playoff matchup today that will, of course, see them